thank you very much for joining us today. We're having a conversation about, obviously, Tour Du Rwanda is coming soon, and there's a lot of hype. There is a lot of conversation that are happening around, especially in sport. But Tour Du Rwanda is beyond sport. It has a lot of things. Cycling on its own, it's beyond sport. And the conversation today is really to get into that. Understand what is the business side of cycling, what is the sport development side of cycling, and we can try to unpack it in that sense. So welcome, my name is Malik Shafi. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I am very honored to be on this panel today with Honorable Minisitiri Rwego, the State Minister in Ministry of Sport, and Miss
Lieke Bouwhuis.
Okay.
That's very difficult. That's okay.
Right?
Lieke Bouwhuis.
Okay,
it's okay.
That because they
Moramut Seneza.
Yes, and Miss Lieke, the marketing director at Bralirwa.
Yes.
Who is a very good friend of Tour Du Rwanda anyway as well, for many years, and we'll be very happy to hear more from that. Thank you very much on the conversation.
Thank you so much.
So, to start with, I'm going to start by sharing my memory, but I want everyone to share their memory as well. I don't know if the camera can show these cars, but I actually got these cars from riding a bike.
Yep.
So me and my friends, about 10 years ago, so we used to have a group we used to call Uruviri. I don't know how I can translate Uruviri in English.
Hard to.
But it's one of the part of a bike. And we used to do really long mountain biking. And then back then, the infrastructure in Rwanda in terms of cycling was zero. So none of us, we were more than 10 people, none of us had actually a bike. So we'd rent the bikes and then go to use them, like move from Amahoro Stadium all the way to Bugesera and then come back. So I do have really great memory of understanding my country through a bike, bonding with friends that over 10 years now we're still friends that we've met through a bike.
Nice.
And I also have scars.
Nice memories.
Nice memories. Right?
Yeah.
So I want to start on that. Minister Rwego, what is your memory with bikes?
I want to go back to 2009, I think. I was 14, I think. Yeah, I was 14, and my little brother had just received a gift of a brand new bike, and I tried it. It was way smaller than my height at that time, but I was like, I have to try it because it was the first time that any of us at home was owning a bike. So I tried it to see if I can learn how to, to ride it. Then we were on the road. It was at night. I don't know if you see this road in Stones in Chimihurura, where actually the championships, So I was coming down that road, and then I heard a car like cruising behind me, and then I tried to get out of the road, so it threw me like miles away.
Oh no!
I was more afraid of getting hit by a car than falling on the ground, but that was the day I learned how to ride it. But I still owe my young brother a brand new bike because I crashed it that day too.
You have to buy him a new bike, right?
Absolutely.
Because he crashed his bike.
And I have to meet the standards of the current bikes,
Exactly.
I don't have to go back to.
You have to meet the standards very important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That's very interesting. And then now you're here actually championing everyone to ride a bike, right? After when you broke your brother.
Exactly.
Yeah, trying to get them into it, but without necessarily having to do the same mistakes that I did. And they don't have to steal their brothers or sisters' bikes. Yeah.
So back to you, Miss Lieke. What is your memory with bike?
For me, I have to go far back, far back. No, not 3 years. No, so I'm from the Netherlands, which is one of the flattest countries on earth. And I think with that, maybe also comes our cycling culture. So we in general learn how to bike when we're 4 or 5 years old. So you can barely walk, and then you go on a bike. It was 89 or so. But so for me, and that's really has been part of our DNA. So for us, let's say, you go to work on a bike, whether it's raining or not. You go to work on a bike, we go to school on a bike, we go to sports on a bike, we do groceries on a bike. So especially in the cities, you know, we also have separate bicycle lanes. So for us, it's really the main mean of transport, and only outside of the cities you have cars and trains. So yeah, for me, it has always been, you know, very much part of the DNA. I will ask you just for fun. So we have there in the Netherlands there are 17 million inhabitants. How many bikes do you think there are?
I would bet for 34 million.
So you go high. So not that high, but you are in the right direction. So we have 17 million inhabitants, but we have indeed about 24 million bikes. So there's more bikes than people. And that's really part of it. But I would say the most recent one was actually during the UCI, because then I also joined at Social Ride. That was magnificent. To be in Kigali with the roads closed, all the people alongside the road, over the hills was tough, I have to say. The hills were tough, but for me actually that was one of the best experiences to see Kigali. You know, that was really beautiful.
I will definitely agree with you. There's nothing as riding a bike in Kigali.
The wind, the smell, the sound, it's, you know, there's a lot of sensations going on. You're really there, so I liked it.
People to give you a little bit of push.
I have to say,
By the way,
there were moments I walked.
To attest to the fact that it's a culture, in the Netherlands, but in other countries of Europe. I remember living in France. I had to do the same on snowy days.
Exactly, you.
Hot days was bike, because you couldn't afford a car maybe. So it seems like I have something with accidents with bikes. I also one day ran into an old man's car.
Oh no!
Hit it again. I was more afraid of the damage that I was inflicting to the guy than for my safety, because I was doing low. So I immediately started to see,
what can go against me? Yes.
But it's the fun part of it too. It's
right?
The risky part for those who like adrenaline.
What I'm hearing as well is safety. So to always make sure that you have a helmet.
Absolutely.
I see a lot of people usually riding bikes with no helmet. But it's also very important to remember that bikes as well, it requires a lot of safety element to it, especially when I'm doing social rides as well, when people really there's not much control on your safety around, so you need to take care of yourself.
Definitely.
So maybe when we are still on UCI, right? And I want to direct this a little bit from corporate perspective. UCI just happened, and it was magnificent what it created as an experience in the country generally. Before we actually dive into everything, from business perspective, what do you think was really the highlight moment with UCI happening in Rwanda? And then what is the legacy that is leaving behind us?
I mean, I think first of all, I think it was the first time that Africa hosted the World Cup cycling in Rwanda, which in itself is amazing. So the spotlight on Rwanda as a cycling nation, I think was beautiful. And beyond that, it was not only Kigali. I saw, let's say, the images on television of the whole country. So I think it was a great moment to show what a great country Rwanda is for tourism and for businesses. And so I think it was great marketing in that sense. Also, the organization was flawless. So I think how the organization was done, how big it was, how smooth it was. So well organized. I think also the organization and also the country really showed that it can host very, very big events, very, very big sports events. And I think from there, more to come. And for us, of course, as Bralira, as a business, we're very close, entertained to passion platforms of people, right? Whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether it's, but of course, it's very connected to culture in that sense. And I think especially Amstel is all about bringing friends together, bringing people together, having that enjoyment. So for us to take part of an event like that in terms of hospitality, in terms of entertainment, and just making sure that people can have a good time is of course very good. And all our partners, and whether the artists, but the whole industry around it from that profits as well, right? And they're on the world stage. So I think that's really what UCI brought. And I also think that because of that, also Tour Du Rwanda is going to go on a bigger stage, because Rwanda is really becoming a country known for cycling. And I think in the future, besides these professional races, I also think there's an opportunity to have more tourists and to have more amateurs in a safe way.
Exactly.
But who can? It's such a beautiful country. No, but it's a very beautiful country, and the roads are very good.
Yes.
So I think, and the infrastructure is good hotels. So I think that's a really big opportunity as well to get more amateur enthusiasts in. Yes, I think UCI brought a lot.
It was. It brought a lot of good memories, good fans. I think now everyone will be looking for Tour Du Rwanda.
Yes.
And I think the pressure is going to be real, right? In a sense that we can't go back to the standards we've seen when it comes to cycling. It has to be.
The pressure is on.
The pressure is on.
Let me send some email.
A good pressure.
A good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So
It's always
that
good.
takes me back to you, Honorable Minister, on this question. We organized Tour Du Rwanda, right? It's the first time we are doing this. A lot of things to put in place. What do you think is the key moment? What is like really our turning point in terms of learning? And then how are we carrying this into Tour Du Rwanda?
It's important to maybe dive back again in history, like in the early 30s or even 20s. I wasn't there, but I know that the bike is in our culture, is in our daily, is in our life, is in everything we do as a nation. From trade to taking people to the hospital back in the days to even as you were making it in life as a man, mostly you had to afford a bike as a gentleman to show that you've upgraded from one status to another. So it's been part of our life, and I think with the UCI Road World Championships, it was about time that we showcased also that part of us, part of our nation, where the bike was really important to our life. Coming back to Tour Du Rwanda, for all the editions we've had, as you rightly said, after the championships, the World Championships, we can't go anywhere lower than what we did with the championships. But we also have to take into consideration that this is a different format, this is a different setup. But again, we learned a lot from the day of placing our bid, having our bid approved as a nation, going through all the requirements of everything we had to do, from the infrastructure, from accommodation, even now going back on the core business of it all, like the cycling part of it, the terrains, the bikes, the science behind everything was a wake-up call. Was a wake-up call to tell us, you've been doing this as amateurs, you've been maybe doing this to a certain extent, going towards professionalism, but now the championships have showed you, they've shown you like another layer that you didn't know about cycling. The work that goes into making a Tadej Pogacar, the work that goes into ensuring that an 18-year-old comes from last year's Olympics as a winner, then comes here, also wins a gold medal, like all that work, all that persistence. It was a wake-up call for us, and in our role as a Ministry of Sports, with our mandate to develop sport, to ensure that there is an adequate environment for sports development, in this case cycling, it shows the investments that we need to keep pushing for, because at the end of the day, it's about enabling these clubs, these teams, these cyclists to really achieve the highest of their potential.
Yeah, they need the right materials and support for them.
Absolutely.
To be on the global stage.
Exactly. So we are crafting every partnerships towards that, towards ensuring that these enthusiasts, these potential talents, that they get the best they can get when it comes to cycling, when it comes to the whole environment that needs to be built around them.
That's
Nice.
really interesting, as you are saying it, in terms of learnings, but also really building an ecosystem, right? And speaking of the ecosystem, again, still on this conversation, if you look at the cycling championship, not just, it could be UCI, it could be Tour Du Rwanda. Today we are here specifically looking at Tour Du Rwanda2026.
Yes.
Cycling has an element of what we call open stadium, right? And this is a well-crafted event that requires a high level of safety, requires high level of organizations, but also brings a lot of people, which we'll talk about in terms of business perspective. So how are you really making sure that with Tour Du Rwanda 2026 we reach as equal, even more people as what we reached last time? And then as well, like, what are we putting in place? What would make a regular Rwandan get out of the home to really go and approach this open stadium?
I think it comes back to it's not like it's a few months ago since we were hosting the Road World Championships, and I think Rwandans, they remember the enthusiasm, the energy that was around mainly Kigali, because it was hosted in Kigali only, but they also know the energy they bring on the streets from Kigali to the north, to the south, east and west. So as we are learning, as we are also creating new products that didn't exist in the past editions, we call upon them to come and experience something new, to come and experience another version of Tour Du Rwanda that had where we had an opportunity to see like what added value can we bring to our product as Tour Du Rwanda. We're trying to position it as the tour for Africa mostly, but one that also competes with the most renowned tours in the world. So and they're part of it. Actually, they have to understand that they are part of making that a success, making Tour Du Rwanda be seen as a global tour.
So beyond seeing the riders and cyclists, what else should we expect?
I think Miss
I can help you there as well. I will help you. I will help you.
I can talk about what I want to see there, but I will give her a chance. I will give her a chance to.
But maybe just to build on the open stadium, because that is really the cool thing about cycling, right? It's like it's basically the roads, the mountains, the cities. They are the stadium, and you don't need a ticket to come there. So young, old, everybody can participate. And I remember when I was still living in the Netherlands, there was one moment where I want to say the Tour de Rwanda, but Tour de France started in my hometown.
Nice.
And the days before, the excitement that was all coming, the roads were getting closed, and then to have all these professional athletes who are so strong go and pass through your city, the big caravan behind it. It's a big moment of pride as well, that you were part of it.
Exactly.
And it comes to you. So I think this open stadium is very unique. And to your point, of course, Tour de Rwanda really tours around the whole country. So I think that's amazing. And I think what's very beautiful, and that's what the organization VRC also did, is that learning from UCI. And like you said, okay, it has to be better. I think one of the things we're introducing this year is the finish line festivals. So as we arrive to at least the four main cities, Huye, Rubavu, Musanze and Kigali, at the finish line there will be festivals where, hosted by Amstel, but all sponsors will be part of that. So for the first time this year also there will be much more entertainment, there will be a lineup of artists, there will be activations, and I think that's very nice. So that's also when you arrive in a place, there's a place to hang out, there's a place to have a good time, to celebrate it, and also to bring some entertainment to those different places. So I think we're very excited about that. And on top of that, the social rides. So for the first time also we'll have 2 social rides in Rubavu and in Kigali. And I think that's also special, that while you are professionalizing the sport, you also need young boys and girls who get excited about cycling, and that starts as amateurs. And I think when you then have these social rides, you can really get people excited about it. So think there will also be bicycles available for people who don't have it, but then to be able to participate, helmets, because indeed we go for safety first. So I'm also very excited about that, you know, that groups of friends can participate and you can experience what it is to join a tour.
Exactly.
Speaking of that topic,
Yes.
I want us to look at return of investment, right? Because obviously there is so much to invest in, and there is a reason for the over 5 years. Bralirwa has been one of the biggest sponsors for cycling in Rwanda, and then this time you're even going bigger, right? You're doing festivals in Ruvu. You are doing 3 days residency activation. I want you to just paint a bigger picture, just beyond Bralirwa, from the business perspective. How should people really picture the return of investment? Because I believe for you to sign checks of getting into Bralirwa, you have to look at all of those things, right? So what would help another organization, corporate, to really look at the return of investment, investing in
I think as brands, it's almost like people, right? So it's really about where do you find the connection together, and that is a lot around passion points. So I think when we look at sponsoring certain platforms, we really look at, okay, what are the passion points for the people, which are big, and what are the passion points for the brands? And Ansel, for example, is what I said, is really a brand which is about friendship and also bringing people together around that, around the passion point, around entertainment. Amstel is it's a premium beer, so we also look, of course, at premium events where we can bring a lot of people together. And that's how we look at sponsorship platforms. And then on top of that, of course, we look at the reach. So it's like if you can go through a whole country and not only stay in Kigali, but you go to every places where people, enjoy your brand. I think that's very important for us. So we also look at the reach.
Umva ngufitiye amakuru meza cyane kandi ashimishije. Ngwino muri iFix Technology Limited maze tuguhe product zose za Apple waba ukeneye, harimo machine, telefone, amasaha n'ibindi byose. Uretse kubiguhera ku giciro cyiza, muri iFix tuzakugira inama nziza zo kubyitaho, kandi nibinahura n'ikibazo tuzagufasha byoroshye kubisana. N'ibindi bikoresho byose electronique ukeneye biri hanze y'igihugu tugufasha kubitumiza maze bikakugeraho mu buryo bworoshye. Ibijyanye na CCTV cameras ku mutekano wawe, aho ukorera cyangwa se aho utuye, ibi nabyo tuzabigukorera mu buryo bworoshye. Tugurisha imodoka ndetse tunagufasha kuba zakugeraho uri hose byihuse. Dusure kuri wa eshatu /ifix/ra